6 easy home exercises for seniors to climb stairs more easily. For many people over 60 years old, stairs can mean a huge battle. Hips get tense, knees hurt, and balance is lacking. This happens because of the natural loss of muscle mass that begins around age 30 and intensifies after 50. Those who neglect this reach 60 with a significant decline in leg strength, one of the most important factors for maintaining independence. As some doctors say, death begins in the legs. The good news is that this is reversible. So today you'll see 6 easy home movements that will help you not only climb stairs much more easily, but also strengthen your entire lower body, maintaining independence and longevity. Before we begin, please leave your name and the city where you're watching our content in the comments. Exercise number 6, marching in place. Marching in place is a wonderful exercise to start with because it simulates the basic movement of climbing stairs, but without the risk of falling. When you climb a step, you need coordination, balance, and strength to lift your entire body weight, using mainly one leg. Marching works exactly on this. It strengthens the quadriceps, which are those muscles in the front of the thigh responsible for extending the knee when you climb a step. It also works the hip flexors, which help lift the knee, and the glutes, which stabilize the pelvis during movement. Besides improving your ability to climb stairs, this simple movement is also great for blood circulation. A study with people over 65 years old showed that just 10 minutes daily of this exercise significantly improved participants' blood pressure after 6 weeks. To perform correctly, position yourself near a wall or sturdy chair for support if needed. Keep your posture upright, shoulders relaxed and looking forward. Now lift one knee to hip height, or as high as you can comfortably, and then return your foot to the floor. Then do the same with the other knee. The idea is to mimic the movement of climbing stairs, but without moving from place. A common mistake is leaning the body forward or to the sides during the exercise. This transfers the work to other muscles and reduces the benefits for the legs. Another misconception is performing the movement too quickly, losing control and quality. You should also avoid lifting your knees higher than is comfortable for you, as this can cause unnecessary tension in the hip and lower back. Start with moderate height and gradually increase as you gain strength. Try to do 3 sets of 10 to 15 repetitions with each leg, resting 30 seconds between sets. If you're just starting now, you can do just 1 set and increase as you feel stronger. Perform this exercise 3 times a week on alternate days to allow for muscle recovery. Let's now move to the second exercise, which will specifically work on controlling the descent, an aspect that many exercise programs neglect. Exercise 5, eccentric step down. The eccentric step down is an exercise that many people ignore, but it makes all the difference when it comes to stairs. I have a 68-year-old student who, after practicing this exercise for just 1 month, told me that for the first time in years, he no longer felt that paralyzing fear when facing stairs without a handrail. Do you know why so many seniors fear going downstairs? Because the descent requires different muscle control than the ascent. When you go down a step, your muscles work in what we call eccentric contraction. They stretch while being active, like an elastic band stretching under tension. It's a type of muscle work that deeply strengthens the fibers and improves movement control. This exercise mainly focuses on the quadriceps in the front of the thigh, but also works the hamstrings, glutes, and calves. All these muscles are crucial not only for safely descending stairs, but also for climbing more easily. Many don't realize it, but improving control on the descent also significantly increases confidence and efficiency on the ascent. To perform the eccentric step down, you'll need a step, which can be the first step of a staircase at home, or even a thick book or an exercise step. Stand on the step with both feet. Hold on to something stable like a handrail or chair back for support. Now keep one foot firmly on the step, while the other foot moves slowly off the step, descending toward the floor. The key here is to descend very slowly, counting to 4 as your heel approaches the floor. Lightly touch the floor with your heel and then use the strength of the leg that's on the step to pull your body back to the starting position. A common mistake I see is when people let the knee of the supporting leg collapse inward during the movement. This puts undue pressure on the joint and reduces muscle work. Always keep the knee aligned with the second toe of the foot. Another misconception is descending too quickly, losing all the muscle control benefit this exercise provides. I recommend 2 to 3 sets of 8 to 10 repetitions for each leg, 3 times a week. Start with a small height, and as you gain strength and confidence, you can gradually increase the height of the step. Exercise 4, lateral step up. The lateral step-up is one of those exercises that make all the difference in the real world, although many people don't give it proper attention. Think about it. When we climb stairs, we usually only think about the forward movement, right? But what happens if you need to turn on the stairs or climb sideways in a narrow space? That's where lateral strength comes into play, and many seniors have difficulty precisely because they never work these specific muscles. This exercise strengthens the hip abductors, which are fundamental for the body's lateral stability. It also intensely works the glutes, especially the gluteus medius, which is crucial for maintaining balance when we support weight on just one leg. To perform the lateral step-up, you'll again need a low step or a thick book. Position yourself sideways to the step, with one foot fully supported on it. The other foot stays on the floor, beside the step, not behind or in front. Keep your hands on your hips or extended forward to help with balance. Now, using mainly the strength of the leg that's on the step, raise your body until the leg that was on the floor also comes up and stands next to the other one, on the step. Pause briefly in this position with both feet on the step, and then slowly descend with the same leg that went up last. It's important that the ascent is controlled, not a momentum movement. A common mistake is using body momentum or the leg that's on the floor to go up. The work should come mainly from the leg that's supported on the step. Another frequent misconception is not keeping the knee aligned during the movement. It should always point in the same direction as the toes to avoid undue tension on the joint. For this exercise, I recommend 2 to 3 sets of 8 to 10 repetitions for each side, 3 times a week. Start with a low step and only increase the height when you feel completely secure and stable in the movement. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Having constant access to science-based information is what will make you progress with long-term health in the world of strength training. Exercise 3. Chair squat. This exercise is considered by many physical therapists as the basis of functional rehabilitation for seniors, and for good reason. When you sit and rise from a chair, you're basically executing the same movement pattern needed to climb stairs. Coordinated extension of the hip, knee, and ankle against gravity. The squat intensely works the so-called powerful quartet of the legs, quadriceps, hamstrings, glutes, mainly the gluteus maximus, and adductors. Additionally, this exercise also strengthens the deep core musculature, which keeps your posture upright and protects the spine during movements like climbing steps. To perform correctly, choose a stable chair with a backrest, preferably without arms, and position it against the wall to prevent it from sliding. Sit on the front half of the seat, with feet apart approximately shoulder width and positioned slightly behind the knees. Keep your chest up and lean the trunk slightly forward. This inclination is natural and important for the movement. Now propel yourself upward, extending hips and knees until you're completely standing. Take a brief pause and then slowly return to sitting, controlling the movement. A frequent error is letting the knees collapse inward during the movement, what we call dynamic valgus. This puts undue pressure on the joints and reduces the effectiveness of the exercise. Always keep the knees aligned with the toes. Another common misconception is excessively using the arms to push yourself up. Although some support may be necessary at first, the goal is to progressively depend less on the arms and more on the legs. I also see many seniors holding their breath during the effort, which can dangerously elevate blood pressure. Breathe naturally, exhaling when rising and inhaling when sitting. I recommend 2 to 3 sets of 10 to 12 repetitions, 3 times a week. If you're just starting now, use a higher chair, and as you gain strength, try lower chairs to increase the intensity. Exercise 2. Heel raise. Have you noticed how, when climbing a high step, the final phase of the movement is a real push given by your calf? Well, without strength in this muscle, you end up compensating with other parts of the body, generating imbalance and insecurity. This exercise mainly works the calf muscles, the gastrocnemius, that more voluminous part, and the soleus. Together, they are responsible for plantar flexion, the movement that allows you to propel yourself upward when climbing a step. Additionally, a strong calf significantly improves venous return, helping prevent varicose veins and swelling in the legs, common problems in seniors that directly affect the disposition for activities like climbing stairs. To perform correctly is very simple. Stand near a wall or chair back for light support. Keep your feet apart at hip width and pointed slightly outward. Now, raise your heels from the floor, standing on your tiptoes. Rise as high as you can comfortably, pausing for 2 seconds at the top. and then slowly descend, controlling the movement. A common mistake is raising the heels with the feet too close together, which reduces the base of support and makes balance difficult. Another frequent misconception is not rising high enough, performing only a fraction of the possible movement. Try to reach the greatest height you can without pain or discomfort. I also see many people leaning heavily on the wall or chair, transforming what should be a strength exercise into a mere joint movement. The support should be only for balance, not to sustain body weight during the elevation. I recommend 3 sets of 15 to 20 repetitions, 3 to 4 times a week. This muscle responds well to larger volumes of work, so you can even do additional sets on different days. As you gain strength, try variations such as doing the exercise on just one leg at a time, which significantly increases the intensity and works even more on balance. Another progression is to perform the movement from a position where the toes are elevated, such as on the edge of a step, allowing the heels to descend below the level of the toes at the beginning of the movement. Exercise 1. Glute bridge. The glute bridge is like a well-kept secret among physical therapists and trainers specialized in rehabilitation. This exercise addresses a fundamental issue that many programs leave aside: the weakness of the hip extensors. Did you know that many seniors have difficulty climbing stairs not because of the knees or ankles, but because the glutes, mainly the gluteus maximus, cannot generate enough force to push the body upward? This exercise mainly focuses on the glutes and hamstrings, the big engines of hip extension. It also works the lumbar spine muscles and the core, creating a perfect synergy for movements like climbing stairs, getting up from the floor, or from low chairs. Additionally, the glute bridge has a wonderful extra benefit. It helps relieve lower back pain, a problem that affects many seniors and frequently worsens with the effort of climbing stairs. To perform correctly, lie on your back on a mat or mattress, with knees bent and feet flat on the floor, apart at hip width. Arms are extended at the sides of the body, palms down. Now contract the glutes and raise the hip off the floor, forming a straight line from the knee to the shoulders. It's crucial that the movement is initiated by the contraction of the glutes, not by the pressure of the feet against the floor. Maintain the elevated position for 2 to 3 seconds, really feeling the contraction of the glutes, and then slowly descend, vertebra by vertebra. A common mistake is excessively arching the lumbar spine during the elevation, which transfers tension to the lumbar region and reduces the work of the glutes. Maintain a slight abdominal contraction throughout the exercise to protect the spine. Another frequent misconception is raising the hip too high, which also overloads the lower back. The ideal elevation forms a straight line from the knee to the shoulders, not an arch. I also see many people breathing incorrectly during this exercise. Exhale when raising the hip and inhale when lowering. Coordinated breathing enhances muscle activation and protects the spine. I recommend 3 sets of 10 to 12 repetitions, 3 times a week. As you gain strength, you can progress by maintaining the elevated position for longer or evolve to the unilateral version, where one foot is elevated while the other supports all the weight. Mrs. Carmen, a 78-year-old lady who started doing this exercise after a consultation with me, told me something I'll never forget. After just 1 month of regular practice, she managed to visit her husband's grave alone, something she hadn't done in 2 years because the cemetery had a steep staircase. I talked to him in my thoughts, but I wanted so much to bring flowers personally. Now I can do that. It's moments like these that show how strengthening goes far beyond physical capacity. It returns important pieces of life that were lost. These 6 exercises form a complete and balanced program, working all the essential muscles to make stairs accessible again. Remember to start slowly, respecting your limits, and gradually increase the intensity. Consistency is more important than intensity. It's better to do a little every day than a lot once a week. Oh, and a final tip. Combine these exercises with regular walks. Walking perfectly complements this program, improving cardiovascular endurance and general coordination, both important for climbing stairs easily. If you like this, and also want to discover 6 isometric positions that can change your entire lower body, we've left a video appearing right now on the screen showing each of them better and their benefits. Don't miss it. Thank you for watching until here, and may God bless you, my friend.